Ah, right.
Following five rafts, like riggers and light jackets, are spread evenly around this boat, and they're very clearly marked. In the event of an emergency, on the battlements next to the castle. Standing behind the castle is the Church of St Petrons, and that's a 12th century church, named after the old Cornish saint. It's only open these days, though, for the entrance side there's another old stone castellated building. That's Dartmouth on the right hand. And then the last building on our right hand side is the square stone under the grass roof. That's called the Grand Baptist. So we're just focusing on as you make our turn on the right hand side, you can see there's another castle standing in the river entrance. This is the Kingsway Castle, and it's where this vessel takes its name from. Kingsway Castle was built there in 1501, and today it's owned by the Landmark Trust and helps to pay for the upkeep. These old buildings are really expensive to upkeep, as you can well imagine. But if you fancy playing King or Queen for a week with an accidental explosion, gunpowder in the day was pretty unstable. The house itself, though, has no road access to it. It could only be reached by boat or by scrambling down the river. Now, also on the right-hand side, we're passing the village of Kingsway. And Kingsway is a nice little village. It's on the other side of the river. So, that's like the town of Dartmouth on the left. That's the lottery. And you probably fancy one of the lottery to buy a house in Kingsway, or Dartmouth for that matter, because you want to find one. And in front of the house is where the two are, and the Sainsbury's delivery van is. There's an old cobbled street, which was in fact laid down there in the early 1300s. Now, interestingly, there's been a recorded ferry service from there. Now, we do have a nice visiting boat in the harbour. It's on our right-hand side now. We're not quite likely to get lots of lovely visiting boats. It stands guard over the town of Dartmouth. That's the Britannia Royal Naval College. And the Naval College was built there in 1902. The foundation stone was laid by King Edward VII. And this is probably due to the increased fire risk on the line. At the moment, oh, he's giving us a little bit of a toot on his horn. Well, now they are making their way down from Totnes. Totnes is about 9 miles up the river from us here. It's pretty much as far as you can go with a boat of this size. But it is a lovely trip to do on a summer's day. today from the Naval College do more their training vessels here, some of which we can see tied up on the left, the grey ones. Yeah, that of course brings in a lot more revenue for them, as they can charge you a lot of money to moor your boat at their marina. They're currently building a big 5-star hotel with a lot of stuff. You can just see it right in the background there. And then behind the forklift, you can see they've got a 75-ton hoist with a motorboat in the slings at the moment. That hoister is capable of lifting the largest boats out on the marina here. Right. But they spend most of their lives under the water. There he goes. Most of their lives under the water. River. And on this train track on the right-hand side into Dartmouth. Dartmouth retired, and he went ahead and built a train station down in Dartmouth. There we go. And you'll notice the carriages of the train are still painted in the old Great Western colours of chocolate and cream, as this is formerly. Now looking on the left-hand side, you can see the train track runs pretty close to the edge of the river, a bit high tide, and it was predominantly used by the cadets from Naval College, who had come down here on the irregular zone, solely relies on those steel paddles guiding the men. The ferry ploughed down through these boats on the left, causing quite a few paddles running down this river, which dates back to the original paddle steaming days and placing the old school stand in the getaway visually below.